Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to the Rubbins Racin' Next Gen Series every Tuesday night, sponsored by Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing. Tonight's the season finale here at the old North Wilkesboro Speedway, where we've got some throwback paints and a championship will be decided. As always, I'm your host, James East, bringing the action 1080p, 60 frames a second on behalf of Team Goon Squad Broadcasting. Looking forward to another fantastic night and looking forward to capping off the season strong for these drivers. It's been a lot of fun calling the action all season long, and really looking forward to seeing what these drivers can do here tonight. Now, coming into the season finale here tonight, keep an eye out on Dominic DeLeo, the number 22 Ford Mustang driver. He's got 4 wins so far this season and a 10-point advantage over Jared Reed, the number 5. Reed has 316 points, and you've also got Nick Leo. Still very well in the mix, the number 69 machine. Third in points with 314 points to his name, so I think anything can happen here. Leo, as you remember, brought home the championship at Season 1 here at Rubbins Racing. And I think he's going to want to try and make it happen once more. As always, let us know where you're from, who you're cheering on, as the drivers frequently have the broadcast pulled up on a separate monitor, separate device. And if they don't, they just about always go back and watch it afterwards. So let them know who you're cheering for, and they will definitely see it and appreciate it. Qualifying gets ready to come to a close, and then we're going to get the show started. Looks like everybody put down qualifying times except for Tim Johnson, the number 11 machine. And it is time to go racing. Your starting order for the night: Greg Mitchell on pole, Jared Reed starting second, Dominic DeLeo starts third, Matt Kleeman starting fourth, Aaron Sayer starting fifth, David Reed starting 6th, Nick Vasquez starting 7th, Butch Taylor starting 8th, Nick Leo starting 9th. We've got Jake Vanasky starting 10th, Carter Lynn starting 11th. Tim Johnson will round out the 12-car grid here today. And we've got 115 laps to make it happen. A mighty small track for these next-gen Cup cars to be rolling around on. And it's going to be Reed and Mitchell on that front row. DeLeo, Kleeman, your second row. Thayer and Reed, your third row. Big shout out as well to Next Level Racing coming on board for this season. Supporting the drivers, supporting the league, and supporting the broadcast. Couldn't have done it without those guys. As we get ready for our iRacing safety car to make its way down pit road. They're going to do one more lap here, get the field settled in, ready to go. And for the season finale, drivers running some throwback paints here tonight. We'll try and highlight all of them throughout tonight's show. But good to see all the drivers really representing well, throwing on some old school paints at an old school track. We wait for that iRacing safety car to come down pit road. It will dive down at the last second. And let's get ready to go racing. This season finale of the Rubbins Racing Online Butt Kicker Series. And we are green flag racing. Dominic DeLeo quickly looking at the inside line of Jared Reed. Behind them, that's Aaron Sayer, Matt Kleeman duking it out side by side. Reed still up on the high line, trying to get down low behind Greg Mitchell, the number 2, your race leader. And it looks like Reed will get clear of DeLeo. DeLeo not able to make that big charge he was looking for. But here comes Aaron Sayer, the number 42 machine, looking up the inside line of Kleeman. A little bit of contact between the two. Able to hold on to it, and Vasquez and David Reed stacking up behind. There's Kleeman going very wide through turn 4. And these guys are clicking off some laps on the top speed. Only 120 miles an hour is what they're hitting so far. As everybody's trying to get jostled in here. That was Nick Leo, the 69 machine. Oh no, gets into David Reed. Reed gets pulverized into the outside wall, and that'll be the first caution on lap 4. Take a look here, see what happened on our wreckage rewind. There's the 69 of Leo, who went way up high. He's all sorts of out of shape, bounces around, and just taps the quarter panel of David Reed's 52. And David Reed's going to take a hard hit in the outside wall. Nick Leo's not going to get away unscathed as well. And we'll try and re-rack him here. Now, talking about old school paints. Tim Johnson, the number 11, the Nickelodeon-backed race car. The Toyota Camry looking fantastic. It's probably my odds-on pick of favorite car out there. But really cool seeing all the old school paints come out. As it looks like David Reed is going to limp it back to pit road under his own power. Up front, it's still going to be Greg Mitchell, Jared Reed, Dominic DeLeo, Matt Kleeman will be your second row. Aaron Sayer, Nick Vasquez, your third row. So a quick caution to interject the party. I've been told to refresh my trading paints. We're going to try that real quickly. See maybe what's not updating. Thank you for Dominic for letting us know. We got Nick cheering on the number 23 machine of Nick Vasquez. Let's see if the number 22 of DeLeo updates here. Updated it before we joined the lobby, so not quite sure what's going on. They're getting them gridded up, double file. Now let's try this again as David Reed's still in pit road getting a bunch of repairs done. We're going to go one more lap under pacing. And I would imagine the safety car will be in this time by. Pace car is in. And let's go back. Green flag racing. Greg Mitchell with a spectacular launch. Dominic DeLeo, the number 22, looks to the inside line, side by side with Jared Reed in the 5. Reed has been in a tough spot here as far as starts go. It looks like that inside line very dominant every time we get a green flag waving once more. And DeLeo and Reed going side by side for second. Reed, the Kellogg's back, number 5. DeLeo. Ooh, the number 22, but was that Aaron Sayer I saw getting a little bit loose to 42? Yes, it was on the inside line. Nick Vasquez tried to get around the 23, not able to make it happen. Looked like Sayer was trying to put the pressure on Kleeman and just lost control of the car as I say that. Look at that, Sayer not afraid to throw it in there. And behind them, that's going to be Vasquez and Lins going side by side. We're 2 wide and 2 rows deep from 4th place back. As everybody tries to get in a little bit of a groove here. Aaron Sayer up 1 spot. Carter Lins, the number 4 machine. He's up 5 spots so far tonight. Oh, like Nick Vasquez got a little bit loose. No, that was Nick Leo. The number 69 got a little bit loose. Wonder if he's fighting that car a little bit. He has a little bit of damage on the front from that early impact, both with the outside wall and then David Reed. And speaking of impact with the wall, Nick Vasquez has big problems. The number 23 machine. No, that's Jared Reed. Jared Reed has fallen all the way back to 11th. And he's got big problems drilling that outside wall. And it looks like the front end was all sorts of towed out. So Jared Reed's going to have to come down pit road. What is this going to do for the point standings? Reed was second in points coming into tonight. Greg Mitchell, your race leader, He is 4th in points. So this could be exactly what Dominic DeLeo is looking for in the number 22. If he can finish up here in 2nd, ahead of Reed, ahead of Nick Leo, he should be able to lock up a championship. But we've got a little bit less than 100 laps left to go, and anything can happen here at the Rubbins Racing Online Series. As it looks like DeLeo has Aaron Sayer trying to put some pressure on him. Greg Mitchell stretching the gap out front to just about a second. And we go a little bit further back. There's Matt Kleeman, Carter Lenz. Still going at it. Lenz up 6 spots so far in the number 4 on the inside line. Trying to make it 7. Can he hold on to it? Oh, and we've got a crash. It's going to be Nick Vasquez. The 7-Eleven number 23 goes for a ride. Well, let's see what happened to Vasquez. Does he get a little bit of help? Looks like he's too low on the apron, tries to chase it, and just edges into the inside wall. Well done, though, locking up the brakes and making sure he doesn't pull back out in traffic. So that's going to be our 2nd caution of the night, 20 laps in. David Reed still in pit row after 6 minutes. Jerry Reed's been there for about 1 minute and 30 seconds now. A few of the drivers take some feints down pit road. Looks like Jake Vanasky is going to come down and get some damage fixed on the number 7. We're going to try something once more to make sure DeLeo's paint fully coming in. Looks like he's good to go. This is going to once again put Mitchell and DeLeo on your front row. Sayer, Lenz, your 2nd row. Kleeman and Leo, your 3rd row. Now, I think Nick Leo is in a must-win situation, that number 69, if he wants to try and somehow bring home a points championship against Dominic DeLeo. DeLeo, though, he's had 15 wins so far this season. Excuse me, 4 wins. Got the wrong ticker here. But DeLeo knows how to run up front, and I think he's very wise as well. He's not going to pressure Greg Mitchell too much as long as he can just stay ahead of Nick Leo. But as we've seen, we're 23 laps in this 115-lap main event. Both Jared Reed, David Reed in pit row for an extended amount of time. Jake Vanasky is most likely going to be driving with a little bit of damage as well. Under standing yellow conditions, Mitchell, DeLeo lining up on the front row. Sayer, Lenz right behind. There's Kleeman and Leo. Keep an eye out for Carter Lenz as well, the number 4 machine. Not really in contention for the championship, but making big moves. As he is up about 7 positions as it stands. Lenz 12th in points coming into this finale. Pace car is in. And the green flag flies once more. Looks like the real battle now is going to be between Aaron Sayer and Carter Lenz. Lenz trying to work the outside line. That number 4, Sayer, taking a peek in the mellow yellow back 42. Sayer has it on the brakes, able to make the track a little bit smaller. But Lenz carrying just a little bit more momentum with that swooping line. Looks like David Reed's going to return back to the racetrack. He'll be unfortunately about 19 laps down. Ooh, who was that? There was Aaron Sayer, went in way too deep on the brakes. And Matt Kleeman taking an alternative route through the grass. The number 19 machine, no yellow coming out. We will keep things going. Now I think Dominic DeLeo sees Nick Leo starting to close the gap. And he's going to start to put the pressure on Greg Mitchell here, saying, hey, we can't slow down. We got to keep that 69 machine well behind us. Looks like Kleeman's going to come down pit road, a green flag stop. Might have cooked the tires a little bit, and it doesn't look like Lynn's trying to slow down either, still going. But now Nick Leo, the 69, he's up 5 spots so far, looks to put the pressure on Lynn's. You've also got Aaron Sayer right behind as well, rocking and rolling in 5th place in that number 42 machine. They are not afraid to throw it in deep on the brakes here. And you can start to see the drivers really lean on that right rear tire, the back end one, to step out, dance a little bit. David Reed returning out on the race surface once more. As things are starting to bunch up a little bit here up front. It's still Greg Mitchell out front. He's got about a half second on Dominic DeLeo. DeLeo has Carter Lenz, Nick Leo right in tow as they run third and fourth. And you can tell Nick Leo wants to try and make some moves here. Taking a peek that inside line of Lenz, hoping for any sort of mistake, any sort of obble. Because again, if Nick Leo wants to try and lock up a championship, he needs to finish well in front of Dominic DeLeo. Nick Leo still looking at the inside line of Lenz. Lenz trying to carry as much momentum as he can. And just like that, Leo able to work his way up into third, right behind points leader Dominic. But the good news is for Dominic DeLeo, I think even if Nick Leo takes over the race lead, Dominic, if he just tucks in behind him and keeps that number 22 machine pointed in the right direction for this entire race, I think he's good to go. All these drivers race with so much respect week in and week out. I don't think we're going to see any foul play amongst the guys. And I'm absolutely gutted for Jared Reed, that number 5 machine was in such a good spot tonight to try and lock up a championship. And just a little bit of misfortune puts him out of the race at least. I mean, he's going to be 13 laps down and well and out of the championship. I think at this point, if Jared Reed was going to try and make something happen, he would need Dominic DeLeo and Nick Leo to crash totally out of the race. A little bit further back, looks like Tim Johnson. Also up 6th position with the likes of Carter Lenz. They're going to have a battle for 5th. I wonder if Carter maybe used up a little bit too much tire here. As Johnson looks to the inside line, the number 11 machine throwing it into turn 1. Lynn's still running a little bit more of a swooping line. Johnson being very careful here not to push wide up the track. The more worn in these tires get, the tougher it is to facilitate those big moves under braking. And Lynn's doing a great job holding on to it here. I wonder if this is going to force Johnson to maybe use up a little bit more tires for himself in that Toyota, the lone Toyota out on track. Johnson gets into Lynn's. Oh no, who is that? The field comes stacking in. That was the 23 machine of Nick Vasquez. Also, they had no caution. How on earth does that happen? Let's take a quick peek at that. Looks like Johnson, they're both running so tight. Johnson throws it in deep. Yeah, just pushes up the racetrack. And then look at poor Nick Vasquez, comes hammering in there. Didn't realize there was a crash. Again, there was no caution. What a rough night. Carter Lenz, Matt Kleeman, Jared Reed in pit road with extended stays. Greg Mitchell continues to charge up front, your race leader. Dominic DeLeo still holding about a 2-second gap over Nick Leo. We're down to 8 drivers on the lead lap. 9 out of the 12 still out there driving. It looked like Dominic DeLeo has a bit of a bobble. Number 22, a bit uncharacteristic, dragging the right side against the wall. Nick Vasquez, despite riding around a little bit damaged, trying to close the gap once more to Jake Vanasky's number 7 Chevrolet. Vasquez driving like a man possessed here. Now it's going to be curious to see, do we get green flag stops here tonight? Or just how long can these drivers go for? We've had 2 cautions early on. We narrowly avoided one on lap 44. I'm not sure how it didn't bring out the caution, as Carter Lenz was pointing the wrong way, hit, and then off track. Nick Vasquez, who was involved in that, still out there charging forward. Looks like Vanasky's pulling a little bit of a gap. He's gained about, let's call it about 2/10 there over Vasquez. And we pan back to your race leader. Greg Mitchell holds about a 1-second gap. And it looks like Mitchell's going to have a little bit of traffic to contend with here as well. I wonder, is that maybe Butch Taylor? Yes, it is. Number 33, Skullback Toyota. Oh, one of 2 Toyotas. I thought Tim Johnson was the only Camry out on track. My apologies. Looks like Matt Kleeman going to leave his pit stall after 8 minutes, almost 9 minutes in pit road. And how will Mitchell navigate traffic here? Got to be careful. He's not in a big hurry. He's got a 1-second gap over DeLeo. DeLeo has 3.5 over Nick Leo, 69. And we are at the halfway mark of today's main event. Mitchell takes a peek to the inside line of Taylor. Taylor stays wide to help facilitate that pass. And Mitchell really didn't lose too much time. Lost about a tenth of a second there to Dominic DeLeo in second. And quickly finds that time once more, as now DeLeo will have to cut through the field. Mitchell just rock and rolling. The other two closest cars I see out on track, Aaron Sayer trying to close that gap to Leo, the 69. Sayer's up one spot in the 42. As it sounded like Leo just tagged the wall there. The more these guys drive, the tighter the setup starts to get. And the more apt you are to find yourself involved with that outside wall. Doesn't seem like the cars are two-step loose here this evening. Everybody able to hold on to it relatively well. They are still charging forward. He's gotten about a tenth and a half on Leo. Leo driving again. He's got a crumpled up front end with that very early incident here. It's going to be interesting to see how will that affect his long-run speed. North Wilkesboro, not necessarily an aerodynamic heavy track, but if you can do yourself any favors to avoid cooking those tires a little bit early, hey, all the better for you. Also looks like Nick Vasquez has rapidly closed the gap. No, I think Vasquez, yeah, starting to close the gap to Vanasky. Vanasky made that pass way back on lap 44. Oh no, and right as we say that, oh, what a close call there. Well done to Nick Vasquez. That might have been the save of the race. Narrowly avoiding coming up into traffic, and that's going to bring out the caution once more, the third time of the evening. As Vasquez was just holding on for dear life, and thankfully that situation didn't go from bad to worse. Look how close it was. Well done the rest of the field, able to lock up the brakes and avoid that. And I think now, yes, everybody's going to go down pit road. And Vanasky, who had a lap 20 pit stop, I thought he was going to stay out there, take up the race lead. He's going to get a lap back, I would imagine. That should put Greg Mitchell once again as your race leader. So third caution well past the halfway mark. I'm wondering if drivers with about 45 laps left to go may be able to run this thing all the way out till the end. Now Nick Vasquez, Carter Lenz, and Jared Reed still in pit road getting repairs done. Poor Reed's been in there for 20 minutes. Carter Lenz for just about 9 minutes. As Nick Vasquez coming up on the 2-minute mark in his pit stall. Now with this start though, keep an eye out on Nick Leo, the 69. He'll be starting second row inside, so he's going to try and time it with Greg Mitchell. See if he can maybe work his way around Dominic DeLeo's 22. And then whatever happens from there happens. Here we go once more. Keep an eye on that number 69 machine. I think he's going to throw it in deep the inside line and try to edge out DeLeo's 22 machine. Dominic DeLeo will fall back to third. Nick Leo moves up to second, but it's not going to be enough to lock up the points. And I think DeLeo, I don't know, is DeLeo going to fire back or does he know? Mathematically, if he just sits in third, he's good to go. Now, we know Leo is in a must-win situation, knowing Dominic needs to score way down the standings if Leo wants any chance of this championship here tonight. And Leo does have the fastest lap of the race in 18.75, but Dominic not going to let him go that easy. Immediately put the pressure back on the 69. And it looks like Aaron Sayer's starting to join the fray as well in the 42. Now, if Sayer can somehow get up in the mix, that's going to make things a little bit more heated, a little bit more exciting. There, 6th in points, is just here for bragging rights at this point. What's going to happen? Leo lagging about a half second behind Greg Mitchell. And most importantly, he's got Dominic Leo absolutely shadowing him here. Looks like closing the gap, but we've got problems as the caution comes out. And Butch Taylor is going to find himself pointed the wrong direction. Oh, let's back that one up because it looks like he almost hit the connector of the wall. Oh, that was a violent crash. Watch Taylor, the 53. He's loose, he's going. It just drills the track overlap. No safety barrier here at North Wilkesboro, all concrete. And that will bring out the caution the 4th time of the evening. Looks like Dominic DeLeo may be able to return the favor to Nick Leo. He'll be starting second row inside. But again, I think DeLeo's smart here. I think he's looking at the points coming into tonight, just knowing where he needs to finish overall. Here we go, bringing us home late into the race. Race car is in. Keep an eye out, DeLeo, the number 22 machine. Is he going to throw it in deep against Leo? Looks like he will, as Sayer and Vanasky going side by side right behind the heated battle for second. DeLeo has the preferred line. Leo with nothing left to lose here, getting on the gas, trying to hold it wide, but it looks like DeLeo's going to take over the second place spot. Leo trying to hold on to it here, as Mitchell is just happy all the elbows are being thrown behind him. But look at this. Nick Leo may, a little bit of contact. Here comes Aaron Sayer blasting as well. Leo having contact. And look at Leo go. Stepping out the back end of that number 69 machine. That's going to give the spot back to DeLeo once more. DeLeo and Leo side by side for second. This could decide the championship. Greg Mitchell, your race leader, extends his lead even further in the number 2 machine. Mitchell looking for his first win of this season here tonight, this season finale. He knows he can't bring home the championship, but man, what would a spectacular finish be for him to bring home his first win on his last opportunity. And we're going to have another caution. Yeah, I think it might be a big one. Tim Johnson showing involved in a crash. Matt Kleeman shows possibly involved. Back that up. Is that the same thing we saw from Taylor, I wonder? And how's Kleeman involved in this? Johnson going, gone. Oh! Kleeman rockets through the grass. The 24 hours of Spa method working out well for that number 19 machine. And that's going to be our 5th caution of the night. It's going to be just about 25 laps left to go. Johnson's in pit road getting those repairs done. And yes, as our ticker updates, 25 laps left to go. Mitchell trying to pick up that first win of this season. DeLeo and Leo, second and third. That's where the championship battle's going to be at. It'll be about 23 laps left to go. Once we're ready to go for this restart, possibly 22. So yes, it'll be 22 laps left to go for this restart. Leo will be starting second row inside. Aaron Sayre will be accompanying him on the second row. As up front, it's Greg Mitchell, Dominic DeLeo. And away they go. Let's see, is Nick Leo gonna throw it in deep in one? Yes is the answer. As it looks like DeLeo has a little bit of problems, give a bit of a tail tap at the wall through turn 2. That's going to stack up Aaron Sayre, Jake Vanasky. As Sayre throws it in a little bit deep. Oh, and who was that pointing the wrong direction? That was Aaron Sayre. Dropping like flies out here. Ooh, just gets a little bit of a tail tap. I think that was from Nick Vasquez. Let's see if we can get one more view of that one. A very short-lived green flag run. Oh, yeah, just drilled into him there. Now, Sayre was having a problem for the last lap and a half, holding on to it, so I wondered if he was off pace. And Vasquez nowhere to go. And look at this. Everybody comes down pit road except for Greg Mitchell. Mitchell opting for the track position. I wonder how that's going to pan out for him because we're getting into final shootout territory rather quickly. Now, what's Mitchell going to do here on 30-lap older tires than the rest of the field? Play the field trying to get gridded up or at least in their assigned spots. I'm wondering if Vasquez maybe is expecting a lucky dog here. No, that's DeLeo, the number 22 machine, so it looks like we're getting him sorted out in the right spot. Now I'm curious and apprehensive on behalf of Greg Mitchell how this is going to go. He's got to get another spectacular launch and maybe hope that Leo Vanasky, starting beside and around him, will start throwing haymakers and allow him to extend that gap like he was doing once more. Now, I think if we have another caution, Mitchell will probably come down pit road, but the track position could be so incredibly crucial here. Pace car is in. Mitchell with a great launch. Let's see what's going to happen here between Leo and DeLeo. Leo throwing it in crazy deep. Taking over the second place spot. Looks like Vanasky tried to follow suit in number 7. Mitchell's going to try and hold on to it here for 15 more laps, but no way. And oh my goodness, Nick Leo just drove through your race leader. Mitchell just got absolutely punted out of the way there. Let's pull that up on our super slow motion wreckage rewind. We're watching Greg Mitchell, the number 2 machine. We knew he was going to be a little bit off pace with the older tires. But keep an eye out on the number 69 machine. Just comes barreling in. Trying to see if there's any sort of problem there from Greg Mitchell. Holding his line, and Nick Leo said, no, sir, you got to get out of the way. And just completely, I mean, you can see Leo starting to check up there, but poor Mitchell, who's running so strong here tonight. Watch that one once more. Get a good angle of it. There we go. So Greg Mitchell will join the list of drivers down pit road with our 7th caution of the night. Now we get a report as well. Matt Kleeman lost internet connection here tonight. So unfortunately, he won't be able to get back out on track and join the fray with his friends. Nick Leo will be starting in the top spot. Dominic DeLeo, I don't think he's going to show too much aggression here. I think he knows if he finishes 2nd or 3rd behind Leo, he should still lock up the points championship. But man, oh man, how poor things have went for Greg Mitchell, who was fighting so hard for that first win of the season. Pace car is in for what could be the final time. Away goes Nick Leo. Dominic quickly tucks in behind him. Looked like a little bit of a bump there between the two. Leo looking to the inside line. Leo trying to defend. Dominic not afraid to throw it in there, is right behind him. That's Sayre and Vanasky also leaning on each other's doors. Dominic's got to be careful here. He doesn't need to win it to lock up the championship. But he's going to want to try and cap off this season the best way he knows how. Oh, and right as I say that, DeLeo throws it away. Hard impact to the inside wall. That could be the championship. Oh, it looks like DeLeo just lost it coming out of 4, tried to chase it. Goes careening around as bodywork is blasted off the front end of that thing. And just like that, the championship is no longer decided. How bad is the damage to Dominic DeLeo? Oh, he's smoking. Oh no, DeLeo may have just lost this championship. Trying to look at the points here and see how this is going to pan out. So I believe it's 40 points for a win and 31 for second, or excuse me, for sixth. So in theory, Nick Leo can walk away with this with 354 points. And let's see, DeLeo currently in sixth. Could still score 31 points. That would put, if Dominic can get back out on track, he could still win the championship by just 3 points by the time it's all said and done. And I think Dominic can do it. He's got Tim Johnson, David Reed, several laps down, who won't gain that position with 3 laps left to go. So I think Dominic DeLeo may have locked up the championship by the absolute skin of his teeth here. Leo, Sayre, your front row. Mitchell, Vanasky, your second row. 5 drivers remain on the lead lap. Pace car is in. Away goes Nick Leo. And look at Greg Mitchell fighting his way back up towards the front. 2 laps left to go. Mitchell has about 7 lap newer tires underneath him, but he's going to have to duke it out with Sayre, the 42 machine, who wants to get up front in that 42, that mellow yellow-backed race car. White flag is out here at North Wilkesboro, and we're going to pile it up once more. Greg Mitchell, Aaron Sayre into the wall. Nick Leo should be able to walk away with it here. Yes, checkered flag is out. Nick Leo brings home the win here at the season finale. Jake Vanasky with a second, and Greg Mitchell will somehow round out with a third after an absolute roller coaster of a night. Nick Leo gonna burn it down for the fans here at North Wilkesboro. And what a wild way to cap off the championship round, this season finale. And I did get confirmation from Race Control as well. There are drop weeks here. And so we don't know who won the championship. We're going to try and get the drivers up here into victory lane. And we get confirmation Dominic DeLeo should be the season championship when it's all said and done. We're trying to get these drivers up here into victory lane. I think there's a lot of discussion going on about championships. Maybe the use of front bumpers might also be a topic of discussion. And yes, we get confirmation. Dominic DeLeo did bring home the championship. And it looks like we're starting to get some drivers filtering their way up. Up first, Greg Mitchell, the number 2 machine, leading most of the race. And then it seemed like it kind of got rough really quickly there for you at the end.
Yeah, that wasn't how I saw that one finishing up, but got a little nudge from the back and put me in some tough waters back there. But so that was kind of a bummer way to end it.
So close to the first season, you definitely had the pace all night. And Greg, when you saw the rest of the field kind of leave you high and dry as everybody else came down pit road, what were you thinking at that point of the race?
Actually, I was okay with that. I mean, I only had 5% tire wear on that first, I don't know, 60 or 65 lap run. So we had 30 laps, and half of that was caution. So I was gonna be just fine. I could have. It would have been tough to get around me. I think I had enough pace. So yeah, I was okay with that, to be honest with you.
So, Greg, you
That was
keep
for
you
nothing.
keep getting faster and faster as this season progresses, and I mean, definitely one of your best races so far up until the end. What's the plan for seasons to come? As we're starting to see you improve on that pace, that consistency week in and week out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next seasons ahead. I mean, this was my first season. I just got on iRacing back in March, so this was my first full season, and so I had a lot of learning to do with the Cup cars, especially, and so yeah, getting faster and faster, putting a lot of practice time in, just trying to stay consistent. I've had a lot of mess ups. I even had one on the last lap tonight, so it still happens, and just trying to clean that up as best as I can.
Awesome.
And sorry to Aaron for running into him on that last lap.
We'll make sure he forgives you later on. There's no fisticuffs coming out. But, Greg, great run out there tonight, qualifying the top spot. Still able to bring home a third despite some of the misfortune we saw out there. And for your last time this season, my friend, who do you want to give a shout to that helps make it happen?
Yeah, thank you to Butt Kicker and Next Level, of course, for the league sponsorship, and thanks to you guys for sticking with us all season. You guys do an amazing job broadcasting. I watch it every week after the race and enjoy every minute of it, no matter if I had a bad race or not. So you guys do an awesome job. So
Awesome.
thank you.
Well, thank you, Greg. I appreciate it. Great job out there tonight this season, and looking forward to seeing you out there again next year.
All right, thanks, James.
Thank you, sir. That was Greg Mitchell bringing it home in third. Up next, we got Jake Vanasky, the number 7 machine, bringing it home with a second, up 8 positions. What was it like from in the hot seat of your car out there tonight, Jake?
It was definitely interesting, I'll tell you that. It was a lot of fun.
Now, Jake's smaller track, smaller grid, but still plenty of cautions. What was the plan for you? Were you expecting to see a lot of elbows getting thrown, bumpers coming into play, and what was the plan to try and keep that car clean this evening?
Yeah, I was definitely expecting some cautions. I mean, cautions do breed cautions. So as we started winding down, especially coming to the championship, I knew Dom and Nick were gonna be racing kind of hard. Dom gave him the bumper there, which was fun to watch. And at there, I thought for sure he was gonna Dale Earnhardt him, but Nick held on to it. It was as the laps wound down, I knew all I had to do was just stay back a little bit, let them sort it out, and stay lucky, and hopefully slide on by.
Now, Jake, how was the tire management for you guys? I mean, it's a shorter race. We had a lot of heat cycles on the tires with the cautions. How was it feeling throughout the run? Was it tightening up real bad? Was it getting snapped loose? What were you feeling from the wheel?
So the first long run, I'd probably say half the race, tires definitely wore off. They didn't wear off as quick as I thought they would, but you could tell the car definitely got tight as the run went on. One of the cautions towards halfway, we came down, put new tires on it, felt amazing, but the thing with these cars, especially the short tracks, you gotta get some heat in the brakes, and during caution and pit stops, those brakes cool down, so it takes a while to get heat back in the tires and brakes. So it was a little loose, definitely on restarts and definitely on new tires. But I knew if I can manage my set all the way till about halfway, I had 2 sets I could put on, and we put another set on, I think, with like 10 to go or something, which was nice because that gave us the speed at the end.
Well, Jake, a great run, very consistent. The C's kind of parted there for you at the end, allowing you to sneak up a couple spots higher, taking up that second place. So well done all the way around, the right place, the right time, and most importantly, a clean car. Who do you want to give a shout out to that make tonight possible as well as this season possible for you?
Yeah, so I do appreciate my brother. He's awesome. He's my spotter. He's up there every week, navigating me through this traffic. So I couldn't have done it without him. Butt Kicker for being on board with us this season. Next Level Racing. You James up in the booth and all of Team Goon Squad. You guys do an awesome job every week. Chevrolet for always bringing a fast Camaro. And Jared and all these guys that all these admins that make it possible here for this league. It's a lot of fun and I do appreciate it. And hopefully come back next season and do it again.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it as well. Great job out there tonight all season long. Thank you for having me a part of it. And again, well done here tonight, Jake.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And I'll see you next season.
Yes, sir. That was Jake Vanasky finishing second. Up next, Nick Leo, the man of the hour, the 69 machine, up 8 spots, bringing it home at the end. What a great race, great championship, and a lot of fun out there for you.
Yeah, tonight was a lot of fun. It was a fun season overall. Kind of left off where I picked up, but didn't win the championship, I don't think. But
Yeah, I think
congrats to Dom.
that was
He
my
had
math.
one hell of a season.
Yeah, it was my math as well, Nick. Looks like you lost it by 3 points after winning last season. Did you expect it to be this close by the time it was all said and done here at North Wilkesboro?
I really didn't. I thought for sure Dom had it locked up there, but I wasn't too confident going into tonight. I've never raced this car on this track, and I'm not usually that good at this track anyways. So I take the win though. Not really too happy of how I did it, but I guess Rubbins Racing is what they say, right?
I guess so. Making some friends out there, and now, so Nick, now that that's said and done, knowing that you're 3 points short of the championship, would you have driven the same way if you thought the championship was out of reach there at the end?
Probably not. I mean, to be honest with you, I was just trying to hold on to the car and not spin it out. So I didn't do any practice tonight. The qualifying, that was my first lap I did today. So
So what part of the race, Nick, did you start feeling a little bit more confident, both you and the machine? When did you start getting in that groove and feeling a little bit better about it after getting no seat time?
probably not until that caution at like, I don't know, lap 70 or so, around there. I thought, like before that, I thought, all right, I might have some for these guys, but then they pulled away for probably 4 or 5 seconds, I think Dom had on me. So I thought it was over then, and then that caution came out, and that kind of changed everything.
Well, Nick, good to have you back up here in the top spot. A lot of fun watching your race this season. Always very consistently up front. The 69 machine always looking clean at the end of most races. So a lot of great racing, a lot of great fun. And Nick, for your final time this season, who do you want to give a shout out to that helped you bring home the win here tonight, as well as those supported you all season long?
Yeah, well, of course, I gotta give a shout out to Jewel. They've been with me all season, and they've been keeping me in it. And they tried canceling Jewel on me, but they stuck to it. And shout out to Jared and David and everybody at the Rubbins Racing crew for putting this on. It was a fun season, and thanks to you guys too. I love watching the broadcast.
Oh, our absolute pleasure, Nick. Thank you for having us a part of it, and great job here tonight, capping off a great season.
Yep, thank you. Have a good one.
Well, sir. That was Nick Leo bringing it home in the win for tonight. But let's get somebody else up in the booth. Dominic DeLeo winning the season from pit road. Dominic, how much math were you doing while you were getting those repairs done late in the race?
So, well, first of all, thanks, James, and good to talk to you. I actually knew before that last restart, well, the second to last restart, the one that I spun out on, I knew before that if Nick won, all I had to do was finish 8th or better, and there was 10 laps to go. and the guy in 7th place was 15 laps down. So I was like, all right, I think it's locked up. Let's just let's just go for gold here and try to get a 5th win on the season. And that's kind of why I was driving on edge there. It was fun racing Nick there at the end. Congrats to him on the win. But yeah, I knew before even that, I was sitting on pit road. It was a done deal. So I was happy to get confirmation. But thanks to Greg Mitchell for telling me that before the race and giving me the scenarios.
Yeah, Greg, also one of those fast drivers here tonight. He had a roller coaster of an evening. Did you expect to see the friend, the counterpart Mitchell up front so much this race?
Yeah, I did. He's super fast. I hate that he didn't get the win here. He definitely deserved the win. He was the class of the field. You saw it even on that long, 50-lap run that we had before the caution in the middle of the race. I think he put like a 1.5 seconds on me. He had 4 seconds to Nick in 3rd. On a long run, he won pole. He set the pace from the get-go, and I was in 2nd behind him early on in the race. And I knew that once there had to be something weird going on pitch strategy for him to lose that race. And exactly what happened, because I think Nick came down and took tires when he had about 15-20 laps on him, and there was a little bit of fall off today. And that was fun and added some definitive kind of strategy calls to make, and that's kind of what had happened. But I hate it for Greg. He definitely deserved to win that race. But it's what happens, that's just racing.
Exactly. And Dominic, so at the end of this, you and Leo tied for wins. Jared Reed was up there all front this season. Greg Mitchell's getting faster and faster. You got guys like Aaron Sayer that are starting to see getting more and more points at the end of the season. But now that the talent level is increasing across the board for everybody, how do you think that's going to shake up into future seasons where it was a one or two car rodeo, and now it seems like there's any chance of the top 5 guys bringing home a win?
Yeah, no, it's definitely fun. Last season, I think Jared beat me out. I finished 2nd. And Aaron had a great kind of wood carving trophy made up, and that was real fun. It's sitting here in my study. But it's the league's a lot of fun. A lot of fast guys, and there's a lot of guys who even if they're not up in the top 3, top 5 week in, week out, they show up and they race well and they race hard, and that's really all you can ask for. And it's pretty clean for the most part, and the schedule is a lot of fun. I've never run North Wilkesboro in the Cup car. I never run Rockingham in the Cup car, and those last 2 races were a lot of fun, and you don't really see that in other leagues. So it's fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing it grow.
Awesome, Dominic. A great job. Congratulations on bringing home the season. Able to do it from pit road. Absolutely astounding. And you've got the privilege, the pleasure, my friend, the final send-offs of the night as well as this season. Who do you want to give a shout to that helped make it all possible?
Thank you again. I'd like to thank my wife first and foremost, supporting the hobbies. I'd like to thank Matt Garrett Bank, the sponsor, Fazekas Motorsports 22. We had a little bit of a Ricky Bobby throwback scheme today that we made beforehand, but it's still got the Magnard logo on it. I'd like to thank everybody at Rubbins Racing, Butt Kicker, Next Level Racing for the main sponsors of the league. I'd like to thank Team Good Squad, you, James, and Finley. You guys do a great job in the broadcast. Excited to go watch this one. This one was a lot of fun, and then everybody at the league, Jared, David, Gibson, Sayer, all those guys. It's a lot of fun, and I think that's everybody, and looking forward to more racing.
Awesome. Thank you, Dominic. Great job this season, and looking forward to having you back for the next one.
Thanks, James. Have a good night.
As well, sir. And that was your championship winner, Dominic DeLeo, giving us the final send-offs. But tonight it was Nick Leo, Jake Vanasky, and Greg Mitchell, your top 3. As always, on behalf of RubbinsRacing.com, Butt Kicker, feel what you've been missing, as well as Next Level Racing. My name has been James East with Team Goon Squad Broadcasting. Thank you all so much for allowing us to be a part of your family all season long. And for the final time this season, thank you all, and I look forward to seeing you at the next one. Have a great night, everybody.